Welcome back to another GT Homes exclusive. One of the questions we often hear is, how do condo developers determine the price per square foot? Great question. When it comes to pre-construction condos and rising real estate prices, you might wonder where these prices come from and how developers determine price per square foot. Many factors go into pricing pre-construction condos, such as the cost of purchasing land, construction cost, government charges, and profits. Before a developer begins working on a condo project, they will create a pro forma to help them understand and manage their overall development costs and risks. Pro formas are an important tool for not only managing risk, but also to improve profitability and the successful completion of a condo project. There are many variables that affect pro formas, from social, political, economic, and environmental. All of these factors influence development cost, and if a developer does not manage their finances properly, this can result in the cancellation of the project. As land, construction costs, and government charges are on the rise, pro formas are used to ensure that they have a financial plan in place to manage market risks. Additionally, pro formas will leave some room for their profit margin. Just like any other business, developers need to add up all their costs and profits in order to deliver the product. Developers are encouraged to create an accurate and detailed pro forma analysis to help forecast future financial returns on a condo project, establish a budget, and determine the requirements needed to complete the project. While the simple act of creating a pro forma will not guarantee a project success or even completion, it will offer the required due diligence based on assumptions around the cost that help in determining the final price per square foot. Developers must have an accurate information in their pro formas because that's the only way to ensure a project success beyond external market factors and influences beyond their control. Although pro formas consider the developer's profitability, they're also shaped by rapidly changing market conditions that can significantly impact the development costs. So now that we understand pro formas and how they work, let's talk about some of the costs developers consider when creating their pro formas. The first is land costs. The cost of land impacts the price per square foot that developers charge when selling pre-construction condos. Unfortunately, there's no one fixed price for land, as many variables at play affect land values from location, time, and demand. MCAP, one of Canada's largest independent mortgage finance companies, provides regular reports on municipal land values. The data from these reports tell us that land costs truly do vary based on region. For example, the average cost of land in downtown Toronto can be significantly more than the average cost of land in Vaughan. This means that developers building a condo in downtown Toronto need to consider the higher land values when they create their pro forma. This also explains why a condominium would cost more in Toronto region versus Vaughan. The second is construction costs. One of the biggest factors in determining the price per square foot is construction costs. Usually, developers need to pre-sell condo units to qualify for construction financing. During this time, contracts and agreements are signed with buyers, who are submitting deposits against predetermined prices that are to be paid in full once the project is ready for occupancy. This is why developers use pro formas to determine all construction costs, including both hard and soft. Hard costs are related to the cost of materials and construction labor required to complete the project. Hard costs are also sometimes referred as brick and mortar costs, as they relate to the physical construction of the building. Before developers can determine a price per square foot, they need to consider all of their hard costs. These can include everything from the excavation of land to the finishing details of the building. Some of the most common hard costs include demolition, excavation, grading, filling the construction site, and pouring the foundation. In addition, other items are considered as hard costs, such as utilities, concrete, equipment, paving, and HVAC systems. On the other hand, soft costs are not easy to determine, and this is because they're not fixed costs. Soft costs are present in all stages of the home building process, from the initial planning to the completion of the project. Soft costs can include marketing, advertising, sales, urban planners, surveyors, legal fees, building permits, designers, landscapers, and architects. On average, soft costs can range between 20 to 30% of total hard costs. Soft costs are different from hard costs because they don't stop once a condo is completed. Instead, they continue to accumulate even after everything is built and include things such as property maintenance, insurance, security, and other ongoing costs required to maintain an asset. The third is government charges. In addition to construction costs, there are many other costs involved that developers need to consider, such as government charges. Government-imposed charges can include development charges and levies, parkland dedication and Section 37 levies, or more recently known as community benefits charge. These costs and the rise in expenses are related to the different variables mentioned, including land costs, construction costs, and government charges. The key takeaway from all of this is that developers are not pricing condo units out of thin air. Instead, a calculated method is outlined in their Pro Forma that helps guide them and determine the final price per square foot for new condo buyers. This means that the price per square foot you see today is based on the cost of building. For more information about how developers determine the price per square foot, visit our website. This has been another GT Homes exclusive. Remember to subscribe and to visit us at gta-homes.com.